Hello, welcome to Tarot with Tanya. This is 7 cards for 7 days. We are looking at the week of March 10 through, that's a Monday, March 10 through Sunday, March 16 in 2025. So, thank you so much for being here. Welcome back if you've been here before, and welcome for the first time if you are new. And please take whatever you hear into your internal self and see what resonates for you, and if it doesn't, let that go. It's a reading for the collective, and I'll talk a little bit about the astrology for the week first, and then we'll look at the tarot cards. I'm using the Golden Tarot this time, and then we'll finish with an oracle card from the Tree Keeper's Oracle deck. For the astrology this week, there's some interesting stuff going on because we have an eclipse this week. And I'll just first talk about the moon. We have the moon in Leo on Monday. And, you know, that's the fire, the heart, the romance, children, creativity, passion, and all these good things. And then it will go to Virgo, the practical, the earthy, of course Leo's about the fire, Virgo, as I said, earthy, like service, very analytical, and we have that full moon this week in Virgo, and the eclipse there with it. So I'll talk more about that when we get there. And then we end the week with the moon in Libra, the diplomat, lover of aesthetics, relationship, harmony, balance, things like that. So on Tuesday, we're going to have Mercury conjunct Venus. So they're both in Aries right now, but they're both let's see, Venus is already retrograde, and then later this week Mercury's going retrograde as well. And recently I heard a very accomplished astrologer talking about that a Venus retrograde can affect us a bit like a Mercury retrograde, and here we're going to have both of them retrograde from Aries back into Pisces and joining a bunch of other planets which I've been mentioning there. So we're going to have this huge lineup of planets in Pisces later in the month. And I also heard another astrologer talking about it as Neptune's big send-off, because Neptune, very slow-moving planet, and it will be moving into Aries this year. It'll go back, retrograde back to Pisces a bit, and I think it's next year where it finally fully goes into Aries and stays there for a long time, years. So why is that important? Because Neptune rules Pisces, and you know, there's the dreamy, the creative, the collective unconscious, the sense of oneness. There's also the cult, the loony. So that would be like the shadow side of the Neptune Pisces kind of energy. So anyway, we're up for some changes this year, and you know, I'll talk about other ones as they come, but that is definitely one of them. So right now we've got the Venus backing up, moving from Aries back toward Pisces, and then Mercury will be doing that later this week. But right now they're conjuncting, and that's pretty happy energy. Mercury, the mind, the communication, travel, you know, the way we think, and Venus, women, love, the feminine, money, sensuality. So when they get together, it's a pretty happy time. So again, that's our Tuesday. It doesn't last long because both of them move pretty quickly, especially Mercury. Then on Wednesday, which would be the 12th, we have the Sun conjunct Saturn. Now this is a very different energy. We could feel very determined, ambitious, disciplined, very strong, very responsible, and it could also bring up delays because Saturn can do that, and it's best to meet this with patience, maturity, and it's a good energy for careful planning. Then we skip over to Wednesday, and that's when we get the moon in Virgo. And so you've got that full moon, which of course, you know, can be big changes, illuminating things, also the lunacy anytime you have a full moon. But in Virgo, again, because it is a more practical, grounded energy, maybe not as much of that, but of course it's in opposition to the sun in Pisces, which is fairly close to Neptune right now. I mean, the sun's working its way toward the end of that sign, and that's where Neptune is stationed at the moment. And then this eclipse energy. So this one, because it's happening in Virgo, could hit things like order, perfection, emotional security, be very analytical, detailed, practical, and that is in the opposition to the Pisces, the dissolving, the impractical, the dreaming, you know, and that's how the zodiac wheel works, right? We always have these oppositions, these axes, you know, to where we're trying to find balance in all of the signs ultimately. So, you know, eclipses can bring big changes too. So be looking for that. And, you know, we've had, there'll be another one of the Aries Libra. That's where the nodes have been, the moon's nodes. Now they've shifted into the Pisces Virgo. And, you know, that's where this eclipse will be, but we do have one that will, in a sense, go backwards that way. So, you know, just look at those Virgo energies and, you know, be discerning about what it is for yourself that you want to take forward from that. All right, so the Golden Tarot, what do we have? Well, this week, our week is bookended by two majors. So we begin with the wheel, change, right? Got that eclipse coming, got that full moon coming. So you see the infant in the mother's arms on the bed, sort of the old man, kind of the idea of, you know, the stages of life, right? The older, the middle, the beginning, and that I think of it as positive change, definitely. I mean, it doesn't have to be, of course, but let's vote for that. Let's think of it as a really nice change of energy starting on Monday. Then on Tuesday, we have the first of 3 coin cards, and this one is the Knight. So a masculine because it's a Knight, but feminine because it's an earth energy here, coins or discs, you might know them as pentacles. And this one can be known for being kind of slow, very deliberate, sometimes, you know, could be annoyingly slow. Also has a sense of humor, and, you know, tends to have potentially a strong connection to the feminine side of a family. It could be a young male energy. Doesn't have to be a male person, but a male energy. And it's good and it's grounded and can get practical things done. On Wednesday, we are still with the feminine energy, and this would be the cups or the water, the intuitive, the psychic, the emotional. This one often has like a feeling of nostalgia to it. You have, I think of them as both children. Obviously one's bigger than the other, but sitting in this beautiful garden in this beautiful city, it looks like, and one reading, one offering, you know, this chalice to the other. So there's just a sweetness and a harmony to this, and it's connected to the lovers because it's the 6. Then on Thursday, we're back to the coins. So we've got pretty strong feminine energy this week. And, you know, it fits with the oracle card that came up, as well as those always seem to fit. So here you have the 7. And perhaps a kind of shepherd. You've got the staff, the little dog at the moment, just standing under this beautiful tree. It looks like flowers, sort of, but these are the actual discs or the coins. And it's a taking stock card. It's like, what do I have? And in a way, I think, because the tree stands behind him, it's like, what do I have backing me up? What is my bounty? And, the whole countryside is so beautiful. The red robe is beautiful. So it's a good, I think, feeling. 7 can be about interchange connected to the Chariot. But this is a pretty solid moment of taking stock. We stay with those coins, and this is the last one of the 3 that I mentioned for the week, and this is the 10. So that's got a peak energy for the miners. So here, even though, of course, they're in like a courtyard, it always reminds me of a sort of picnic somehow. People seem to be relaxing. People are picking those coins, which again look like fruits almost, or flowers. But there is that abundance that is so at hand, and it's just a beautiful scene. And this is an energy of solid material wealth, well-being. Could be very healthy, an energy like that. So that's Friday. That's a nice Friday. Could feel nice and solid by the end of the week, work week. Saturday, we have a different energy. This is the wands, the fire, the instinct, the perhaps standing at the harbor waiting for your ship to come in. Frequently you'll see the back of this person on the 3 of wands on different decks. But this person very much looks poised there, waiting to see what's coming in on that ship. It's creative energy. 3s are all creative. They're all abundant because they're connected to the Empress. So this likes to, fire things up a little bit, and, feels pretty good, and kind of going for what you want to with that instinctual energy. And then last but not least, as I mentioned, another major bookending our week. So this would be for Sunday, and that would be the 16th. And the card of justice, and that is the 11 in this deck. So you've got this very long sword, you've got the winged creature, a very placid looking face. I think that's like a hawk. There are some angels, there are the people. Maybe that shows, I'm not totally sure how well you can see that, bring it in a little closer, but you have a male and a female at the scales, on the scales, one on each side, of course. And so it's like, what is the balance? What is the justice? And 11 makes a 2, and that will connect it to the High Priestess as well. So that's a very internal sense of justice, maybe even beyond, it's a kind of metaphysical justice or a karmic justice. This one is a more worldly justice, I feel. Now, that can happen in all kinds of ways. It doesn't necessarily have to be through courts or anything like that, but it's more external, I think, is what I'm trying to say. However it happens, there will be a tangible result. So, just look for where is there justice in your own life, or where would you like to see justice in the larger system. So overall, as I mentioned, you've got, in terms of the elements, the largest number being the earth, the coins, and then also that 6 of cups, the feminine, water energy, and then just 1 masculine with the wands, and then the 2 majors. So hopefully that'll give some calmness, maybe some stability to a week with an eclipse that could, and a full moon that, could be taking us in different directions. And, I didn't say anything about Mercury retrograde. You probably all know about that, but just in case you don't, I will mention that, just that overview of the week. can cause technology problems, can cause communication problems. Things can get delayed, messages can get lost, little frustrations around that kind of thing can occur. Remember that Mercury, think of, you know, the Greek messenger god Mercury. Think of you know, flitting around, that kind of energy, and how if it's being pulled back, it can feel very different. All right, so last but not least, our oracle card from the Tree Keeper's Oracle, Keeper of Abundance. Really fits with those coins for the week. The sun creates enough energy in a single day to run all the machines on the earth for 1,000 years. Read that again. The sun creates enough energy in a single day to run all the machines on the earth for 1,000 years. That's the universe you live in, and you are as worthy a recipient of that energy as any tree, plant, or animal, including humans. The tree of your soul is ever reaching down into the dark root system of mystery and up into the sun of abundance. True abundance is in a plethora of things. It's a wealth of energy and resilience. It's the ability to get back up after a failure. The ability to believe in yourself when no one else seems to. The ability to shine again after the rain of trauma or crisis. And, like the trees, to reach ever skyward. So, again, take what resonates, leave the rest behind, keep working on your own, working with your own intuition. Thank you so much for being here. Please like, share, subscribe, send it to one person. That would be so great. And if you're interested in a personal reading, please reach out. You'll find information below in the description box and at the end of the video. And otherwise, beloveds, I am wishing you the best possible 7 days, and I'll see you again in a week.